Hello, welcome back to Bloodborne, part 60. Alright, so last video we went ahead and did the first part of the Forbidden Woods. So now we're going to go ahead and travel down this tunnel. Remember, like I said before, if you don't want to go and risk your heavy rune count that you probably have at this point, just go back to the Hunter's Dream, spend them, and then go ahead and proceed through this tunnel. It is very treacherous, so you want to be careful. And for this place, we do want to put on the white church set. Because there is a poison pool down there. You want to make sure that you have your antidotes ready to go, because you're probably going to get poisoned, no matter what, though. So we'll see what happens. Alright, so we can actually take a dive bomb down here, but it will require a bit of luck to get through some of these little worms. The little worms are absolute dog shit. They are not easy to hit. They don't give you nothing for blood echoes, and they just do ridiculous damage for what they are as an enemy. So it's up to you how you want to approach that. I think it's easiest just to kind of drop down there and then spam roll through the tunnel. Just because getting through the tunnel in the first part anyway, it's kind of difficult. Just be aware though that you could die. So we'll go ahead and dive bomb. Don't play around with your HP here, just heal. These are the worms. Yep. As soon as you get poisoned, just heal it. Just keep running, just keep running. There you go. You want to get on these browns right here. And you can see them. It's probably easier not to lock onto these things. Let them kind of just lunge. Yeah, like 312. I mean, come on. It's just ridiculous what these things are. Most boring part, kind of waiting out that meter. Run and grab these shards. If you really want to take on the giants, I would... Okay. Guess he didn't like my suggestion, so I'm just gonna... Yeah, if you really want to take on these giants, I mean, snow speeder method, all that stuff. Take them on inside the tunnel, though, because then you don't have to deal with the poison, continuous poison kind of striking you. And if they get one of those wonky little kicks or swings at you off and you're like low HP because your health is continuing to tick away, it's just a cheap way to die. But in my honest opinion, they are not worth the fight. So try not to aggro every single one of them if you can help it. You'll have one kind of patrolling, just kind of hit the little beach sand here in order to stay off the poison. This is the route to return back up if you need to. It's kind of not unnecessary anyway, so you don't want to do that. Come back over here for a dead guy and some stuff. Sprint across to the giant tombstone and grab this guy's dirty blood gem. Grab that, run away. And honestly, the whole trouble that you went through for that was just for those 4 items. So, very useless. And you can see even with the church garb set that sets you up for poison resistance, we still took poison. So, it's just one of those things. Let's go ahead and take the longest ladder of Bloodborne ever. Let's go ahead and change back into Henrik's set. heal any damage that you took because you do want to be at full HP. Because the enemies here can hit you kind of hard. Okay, you should recognize where we are at now. This is behind the scenes. The very first lock gate we ran into. There we have it. Central Yarnum. Yep. All the way to the beginning of the game. Here we are. Now, what we can do is that we are going to continue past, go through this gate, and end up on the backside of Iosefka's clinic. Come check down here. There's no item. Kind of weave your way through this stuff. This guy right here, he's just perfectly positioned enough to where you can't get an easy backstab off of him. So you have to, yeah, see, he already knows we're here. Use the tree to block this crap. Yep. There you go. So with the power of cheese, we made it. You don't want to get locked into a situation where you're out in the open with these guys because they get that little blue orb crap off so fast, and then once you get stuck, they just chew your brains away. You lose your insight and a lot of health, and you're pretty much, I mean, honestly, a lot of the time you're just dead. So don't lose control of the fight. Just pick them off. I don't like them. They're stupid ass enemies, so whatever. Then come up here. Already know. Crows will be crows. This place gets kind of dark, so go ahead and pop the lantern on. So you have a left path and you have a right path. You want to take the left path. So this is what I was talking about. Whenever you send anybody to the clinic, they are going to turn into those little blobby blue alien creatures, and those were the NPCs that you had a chance to save. You either send them to the chapel or you send them to Iosefka's clinic, and this is what they become. So, not bad of an idea to send people to the clinic if you want some easy runes, because that's essentially what they become, and then you just have to chase them around the clinic and kind of kill them and grab the runes, and that's it. Ending everybody's quest line if they had one, or any other special rewards that they would have given you throughout Bloodborne if you kept them alive. To a certain point. So, you just want to come up behind them. Nothing can be done. They are extremely weak to lightning and extremely weak to thrusting weapons, so anything with poke. He gave us a more colored in version of Beast. So it's not like Beast 1 or Beast 2, it's just you have to look at the picture, and if it's colored in just a little bit more, that means that you have an upgraded version. There's up to 3 versions of every rune, for most of it though, not all of them. So this is Beast version 2. Or maybe the best Beast, I don't know. I never use it, so yeah, from 20 to 50, but these stack. No, actually, no, they don't. I think you can only equip one of each type. So I'll have to check that, though. I'm not really sure. Never really try, always mix it up. So, yeah. That Beast rune is gained from sending the Beast guy over to the clinic. There will be another one that's just kind of running around. I think it's Iosefka herself when the imposter came in and turned her into one, so it's kind of like a sad story ending for her. Come through here for a chest. For another communion. So now we get the upgraded version of communion. 3 vials, so if you want more vials in your inventory to use while you're battling, go ahead and do that. We see that these creatures are being made in this little lab, so kind of tells you what's going on here. Little cosmic horrors are being transfused with the blood of Yharnam, and it's all sorts of crazy shit's going on. So this NPC interaction. This is the imposter's like little doorway. You can fight her now and get a really good rune, or let her live, heed the warning, and then come back at a different time when we change the world state, and she will be feeling some type of way, and we will actually have access to another 1/3 umbilical cord. So with the 1/3 umbilical cords, you only need 3, but you have a chance of gaining 4 through the entire game. We found one at the hidden workshop. We're going to find another off of Ariana as long as we don't get her killed or kill her or, you know, send her to her death. This is another NPC that will give us one, and then we will find one much later. So in this one, we are actually not going to kill her. We're going to pop the door, listen to the dialogue, and heed the warning.
Ah, moonlit scents. How did you worm your way in here? Very unfortunate. I had such high hopes for you. Well, I won't make any excuses. Would you mind leaving us alone? Things need not change. You'll do the rescuing, and I'll do the saving. But if you refuse to leave... Oh well. I've always wanted to try my hand on a hunter.
So I honestly don't know what the story is with the imposter. Some lore stuff that I kind of want to dive into later. Definitely on my own time. Anyone knows, you can let me know. Because I tend to not really try to, you know, it's like I said, these are fantasy worlds, so we just kind of make the stories the way we want to. I really couldn't tell you, like, off the top of my head why I think she's doing this. I think she's just playing with blood transfusion and just started creating these little cosmic dudes. There could be obviously a really big lore explanation because of what she has inside of her. So I don't know. It's just weird shit. But yeah, you go up there, you get some items, you kill her, you get a rune, but we're going to keep her alive, so I can at least show how to get one in case you screw up somewhere. Come around to the right side of the entrance, and then this is how we actually get out of this place. So you can already see that there's a blue person in there. Just poor Iosefka, turned into an alien. So we'll go ahead and do the right thing and just give her a merciful kill. Yep. And that's basically how you know that it's Iosefka. It's because of that. It's her blood vial. So we'll go ahead and use it. Gain this one. And there will be one final instance of you gaining her blood again, but not for a long while now. So Iosefka is no longer with us, unfortunately. Go ahead and grab this. This is the Cainhurst summons. A very important thing to read. An old bloodstained summons inviting an honored guest to the forsaken castle of Cainhurst. Rather baffling, it is addressed to you. Do not hesitate. The stagecoach leaves from Hemwick Crossing. So specifically for my build, I need to go there kind of now because I need a weapon that is literally in the front door so we can start getting this build really starting to shine, you know, because right now I've been using just the rifle spear and every now and again just kind of popping off this saw cleaver every now and again, or the saw spear every now and again. And really that was not my intention, but because we don't have all the weapons on us and the way that it's set up, I had to wait all this time to get those two specific weapons. Go ahead and read this note. Handwritten scrawl. Seek pale blood to transcend the hunt. Now, funny thing about this is that even though you pop this open, it is not a shortcut. It is only going to be a shortcut for now, but as soon as you go back to the Hunter's Dream and try to go back up here, the door is going to be locked again with the NPC standing at the door, and everything's going to continue on as normal, as long as you haven't killed the imposter. So you got to make your choice. You fight her, you get a rune, or you just let her live, and then we continue on with that quest line a lot later. But kill the two aliens, because that's all you should have, unless you sent more people to the clinic. Grab the Cainhurst summons, very important item to get from here. And that's it. That was the back route, that little poison pool. Netted you some new runes, or bloods, you know, gemstones. The dirty ones are ones that give us poison effects. Nourishing is just attack ups, but they're triangle versions. Arcane, obviously. And then just kind of go through the list here and try to figure out what each one gives us, you know what I mean? So very, very cool stuff. You can start really optimizing your weapons at this point, trying to figure out what kind of build you're really going for. And then that's really it for the backside. So looking at the time here, we have 17, okay? So from here, we'll go ahead and pop over to the Hunter's Dream because we want to spend our echoes. Might as well at this point. Honestly, you don't have to run like I'm doing around here like this. I just want to see if Gurman pops up in any other location, because I've never gone to the Hunter's Dream this many times during a playthrough. So, storage. Hit up the workshop. If you know you're going to fortify, don't repair. Fortify your weapon. If you got anything new that you want to add, go ahead and put it in there. Now, it's interesting because we're going to get a huge damage boost just by putting the Nourishing Bloodstone Gem in here, but we're going to lose the poison effect for good, for now. And honestly, I think that's the best option because, you know, 11 points of damage added to thrust, physical attack, and our blood attack is kind of a big deal at this point in the game. Yes, I could put on the Dirty Bloodstone for the rapid poison effect, which will actually be really useful against like humanoid enemies or anything that suffers poison damage. And I mean, rapid poison is just deadly. Like it just continuously ticks and it hits for, you know, 4 or 5 points of damage each tick. So much more potent than the regular base poison. So, you know, you kind of want to play with it the way you want. If you know you're struggling with something and you just kind of want to cheese it out, get it poisoned, and then run around the room until it dies that way, go ahead and do that, but I just want extra damage. Then, really nothing else will help me from here. Check out the pistol, nothing here. Okay. Gotta pop around the corner. And we'll go ahead and do the Black Messenger hat. Showcase a little bit of different stuff. So now they're like the church garb wearing ghost face dudes.
Well, what hunters have told about the gods and their love. But do the gods love their creations? I am a doll created by you humans. Would you ever think to love me? Of course. I do love you. Isn't that how you've made me? Hunters have told them, would you? Of course.
So the doll's being cute. Bow to the doll. Forever.
Welcome. What?
Okay.
Very well.
So, go ahead and spend those points. 25 HP is pretty good for this point in the game, so we're going to kind of chill out with that for a little bit. Now we really want to start focusing on our real build here from now on out. So go ahead and pump that blood tinge, skill, strength, whatever you're using, probably to its max stat. 25 will get you through a lot of the game from here on out, but we really don't need to focus on vitality that much anymore for now. Endurance is okay to level up, but honestly you're not going to get more than like 2 or 3 shots off at a time on people. So endurance and, you know, stamina in Bloodborne is, I don't know, kind of negligible, to be honest. You just want enough to kind of get 2 or 3 pokes in and then have enough stamina to kind of roll away or just dodge. You know, because you're more than anything on the defensive in this game and trying to set yourself up for counterattacking and visceral attacks and stuff like that. So I'll go ahead and pump into Blood Tinge and Skill from here on out.
Farewell, good.
So she's starting to say new dialogue, which is great. Now at this point you can go ahead and take on another Chalice dungeon, or you can continue on with the story route, and we are going to do the story route. Okay, so this is going to be kind of a brief introduction into Cainhurst. I really want to get that weapon because at this point in the game I'm supposed to have like 2 very reliable weapons that I know that I want to use for the run. If you're a new player and you're just kind of experimenting with everything, then great. I mean, you'll find everything to be useful, but I already came into this knowing exactly what I wanted to do. And with a 3rd optional weapon, but I won't explain that until we actually get to that point. So, in order to access Cainhurst, you need the summons, and then you need to go to Hemwick Charnel Lane. Now for this part, I'm going to go ahead and actually fight everything because I want to get as many echoes as I can before I move on to Cainhurst. Makes me wonder if I should just stay in poke mode with these ones. Honestly, Mallet Lady kind of did me a favor there. A little nudge pushed me away from probably taking Molotov damage. See, that's why I kind of want to get the weapon too, because this is slow, right? It's a slow little spear, so you don't want to get stuck with a slow weapon the entire game, because things get really chaotic and faster during the late game. Damn, bud. Took my eyes off you for 2 seconds. You just want to take out what you can to get those blood echoes up. Okay, and then with the hint of going to Hemwick Charnel Lane, this is the cutscene that you will get as long as you have the Cainhurst summons to arrive at Castle Cainhurst. And then, no hesitation, make sure that you jump onto the stagecoach with no rider. So I didn't really tell you who's watching us from there, if that's just a creepy camera angle. Very neat spectacle, right? I love it. Very, very cool. Then upon arrival, our horses are dead, like everything else, just dead in this game. We use the stagecoach to traverse from Hemwick all the way to here. This place gets a dip in frames pretty hard though, so video quality may suffer at some point. I think it's just too much. Probably too much snowflakes, or I don't know. But you definitely will want to hit up this lamp. Now we will have ease of access to Castle Cainhurst for the future. And in case anything goes wrong, you'll always transport back here. Just take slow, wide turns, kind of look at your battlefield, identify what's already down there. You can see it's those stupid-ass worms, so just be very careful. And this is a shortcut that we haven't unlocked yet. Those things, I've already explained them. They're inside of the Chalice dungeons, but they are prominent out here. These things are fucking horrible to fight. They are just, yeah, you'll see. They're just something else. They hit way too hard, and they're just, it's mind-numbing. I really don't know how to explain them. And you can see, they hit so hard, it makes no sense. I don't understand. They have such wide hit range. They hop around like that. But they do give off a lot of echoes, which can kind of make them, if you know how to deal with them better, you can go ahead and just take advantage of that. Right here, these things spawn all over the place. Yep, oh, yep. Come on. All of that for a Bloodstone gem is just ass. I really hate those things. And right now we are kind of really entering an area that we probably shouldn't visit for a little bit. But if you are smart and you can kind of pick these enemies off one by one, and you're okay with kind of like doing what I consider to be a mid-game suicide run, then by all means take advantage. See, they're not so bad if you can get behind them and then just kind of stay in their back and stagger them that way. Other than that, you'll have to reposition yourself for sure, because they'll just face tank the damage forward. So best way I found to deal with them is just kind of not let them do that. Like I said, it's too sporadic. It's really hard to tell when they're going to do shit. Honestly, wouldn't be attempting this area right now. Like I said, we are just too weak for this part. Normally, you can kind of tell by the items that are given through a zone as well to know if you're even ready for that area. There's going to be some of the upgrade mats here that give us the +7, +8, and +9 variant of our weapons. So, yeah, just guide these guys away. You don't want to fight like more than one. Obviously, see what one's doing. Really up to you if you want to take on every single one of them. There are some really good items though it's might be worth your time to do so. This guy can be a pain in the ass. See, and I was wondering when they were going to do that. They do have a counter for you kind of getting behind them. They do drop warm bloodstone gems though, so it's really good farm. for your blood-tinged weapons. So blood-tinged scaling plus 9.5. Yep. But definitely gemstones that we want for our guns. I would suggest walking up. Let the door creak open. So if we do have to make a run back, we just run inside and the enemies can't chase us in there. There's going to be a nasty one right here. Yeah, it's pretty big, you can tell. Shoot that one for its attention. Try not to get caught on the stupid ass edges like I did. And honestly, sometimes, like, even dodging to the right or left like that, it can get you in trouble. Like, I'm getting lucky right now with them not striking me, but it's not foolproof. Especially if you, like, dodge late to the left or right, they will just, they'll find a way. That one just got lucky. Okay, now we're panicking. There we go. Just reset the battle. It's okay. We could lose our pride. I think I actually aggroed 2 of them. Sure did. Yeah, just horrid, right? It's fucking horrid. Honestly, a lot better than I would have thought for that go. But you can tell they're powerful. They would even do that kind of damage to us even if we were stronger. It's, I don't know. They're cheap. I don't like them. But enter Cainhurst. The Screaming Maidens here are a problem if you let them become one. So we have invisible ladies that will spawn in like that. Honestly, just keep slashing away. You can kind of see their silhouettes as you approach them. Really cool design of that enemy. They like have their throat slashed, so I forget their technical name. And performing like the worst cardinal sin here is not to be fully HP'd up. The little people aren't really worth a shit to fight, but you can kill them for some easy echoes. They'll smack you. They'll do some damage. So just be careful for these guys. Run over here, and this is what we want. Thank God, finally. The Reader Palash. Skill weapon. Has another little radio on the triangle versions. So fast rapier action. Really intended to use this weapon for a long time, so I'm very glad we're able to do it. Transformation mode is a little gun. Very quick. So now I kind of have means of a sword. Also kind of thrust. Slashing here and there with a thrust. So perfect setup for anything. Actually, we do want to check this. I'm not sure if it's paper. It can. That is amazing. So yeah. And we also wanted a weapon that can apply like papers to it too. So when we have those enemies that take damage to a certain element, we want to be able to attack that weakness that they possess. Go ahead and clean house here. We don't want to deal with these assholes. And I mean, you can see, okay, so there's a bloodstone chunk. That's going to be the plus 7, 8, 9 versions of our weapons. You're going to need 16 total in order to do that. Not the easiest things to get, so you do want to be very specific at this point of what type of weapon you are trying to run, because those are not the easiest things to get, like I said. So, like, there's just enough, I think, for 2 weapons in total. They got this maiden. And I mean, you can see one run through Cainhurst gave us all the echoes that we earned from doing the entirety of the Forbidden Woods, you know, from that first half. So this place is pretty up there when it comes to optional content, by the way. You do not have to do this place. So, yep. Designed to be an ambush. The maidens will be all over this dining hall. Easily staggerable though, so they're not really too much of a danger unless you just really get backstabbed or caught in the fray with them. Just like that. So, very interesting piece of equipment we just picked up. The Noble's Dress. Obviously, you could tell it's worn by a certain NPC that we know. So just keep that in mind. Kind of tells you a lot about the story and where that character comes from. So once we revisit that topic, it'll be very interesting lore. All I'm really trying to do right now is grab the second weapon for my arsenal. Another weapon that I'm trying to grab here for the build. Completely optional crap you're watching right now. And honestly, this is something I wouldn't even suggest doing normally, but because I'm actually going for my weapons, I have to. I'm drawing a blank on where that guy's spawned. Okay. So I guess enough headshots there will trigger a slap down or something. I don't know. I don't really know what does it for you guys. But just kind of walk over here, grab some more chunks. So he fell. Yeah, loot drop is twin bloodstone shards, so if you need more, these are the guys to farm. Just slow, careful. Yeah, I let that completely fucking happen after I just said that. Nothing about Cainhurst is hard, it's just the enemies just hit stupid hard. The boss of the area is a bit of a problem, but other than that, the enemies can be staggered and countered very easily if you're just not rushing the experience, to be honest. These guys can be problematic. Yeah, there you go. Now those are some Reader Palash users. Range, quickness, getting behind them, parrying, that's kind of the name of the game with those assholes. This is a optional side route, but it's for a wonderful uniform. So you want to be careful. The two gargoyles here are gonna open up. The Executioner gear is very good, very good. Pretty much stat increases throughout the board, except for physical defense. But it's a really nice set, so I like it. Instead of dealing with that gargoyle having potential of death, I just shot it off the roof because I don't really need their twin stones. This is the room. The Vile Blood Register, that's just an item you use for multiplayer. This is the elevator down to the very beginning, so we are actually going to activate this because we're going to need it when we return to Castle Cainhurst in the future, so I don't have to go through all this bullshit again. Go ahead and take out the maidens in this area. And I mean, you could tell we're under leveled for this place because we are just taking way too many hits to kill like a basic enemy of this castle. But all for good reasons. In the future. See, now that is a deadly attack. That hits you, and yeah. You just don't want to let them get behind you. That's like their biggest problem. Not really sure what the little hex there does, but that is produced from that little blow dart character in the background that was shooting at us from his ladder. So you honestly want to rush these dudes. They're just a pain in the ass. I mean, I love this place, I really do. It's just, yeah. It's all the screaming and yelling and just viciousness that can really take this place to another level. But I mean, if you have time and patience and you really want to run, like, you know, echoes or whatever, this is kind of like a second midpoint of the game where I would suggest probably doing rune farming, because they're not really overly difficult to take out. They do take a while to kind of slice around and kill, but if you have time and patience, you can run the entire castle under an hour each time, and then just gain like over 100,000 echoes each run. You know, just Hunter's Bold mark yourself, you know, make yourself buy a few, just run it back and forth, continue to get the levels and runes that you want if you are feeling unconfident about taking on the rest of the game, especially if you're struggling inside of the Forbidden Forest. So this place is a wonderful opportunity for rune farming. Secret little cage right here. We're going to unlock that much later. But as of right now, this is all I kind of want to showcase for Castle Cainhurst, because once we go up here, this is going to continue it. And there's a lot of deadly shit up here. I could honestly go for the Bloodstone chunks and get like +7, +8 weapons. But for people who are not going to know about Cainhurst, because I came here way too early, I'm not going to go ahead and do that, because you should only be using at the very minimum, a +6 weapon for the Forbidden Forest, so we're not going to over-level ourselves there. Then come over here, and you don't really have to do a jump, but it's kind of advised to get this chest, and this will be the main weapon we use is the Evelyn. So the Evelyn is going to end up replacing the Hunter's Pistol. It is just a much stronger version of a blood-tinged weapon. Very fast, accurate. So, yep. Very sexy pistol too. I mean, Hunter's Pistol it's pretty iconic, obviously, you know, but the Evelyn, I mean, skinny barrel, you know, it's got the flintlock type look to it. Just, yeah, you can't beat it. I mean, very, very special weapon, so we're going to go ahead and upgrade for that guy. And that's pretty much it for Cainhurst. So I'm going to go ahead and pop a mark, because I don't want to run back. I actually want to keep the elevator down. Pop back over to the Hunter's Dream. Run around and do my repairs. We actually do want to upgrade now the Raider Palash, because we know we're going to use it. Yep. And just like that, we have two very good weapons on our hands. I'll play with that later. Just want to make sure that I get this all in one video.
Very well. Let me step.
I get blood tint up to 18. And instead of carrying the torch, we are now going to carry the Evelyn. Boom. So we're doing a complete weapon tune-up now. And we do want to get the bloodstone shards in order to upgrade the Evelyn as well. And obviously we're going to need more of the twin stone shards, which will come naturally through the game progression. So still a lot to upgrade. The only thing that's lacking now is the Evelyn, because it's not going to be quite up to par with the rest of my weapons. Go ahead and take a look at these. For the Oath Memory Rune, go ahead and put that on now. We are going to need it in order to see other summon signs for the game. If you want to go ahead and change out any runes, go do that now. There's not really one I can suggest unless you want more blood vials. Probably Communion is the best one at this point. Or if you're running a Beasthood run, then go ahead and put on the transformation to 50. That'll just get you quicker to your Beasthood. No German sightings down here. We are gonna just play around with these two weapons. Take a look. Nothing new. The only thing I can really buy are the shards, which I'm probably going to do, because I really need to upgrade at least to a +3, because that's what we're running for the gun anyway, so it's not like a big deal for me. And then very quickly, if I can pull this off, we'll go ahead and fortify the Evelyn. Very good. Blood gem it. Let's see, we want to give it. It's already got good scaling already, so it's not going to change it for now. So we probably want the rally potential and attack boost. Yeah, we can rock that. And then for the Hunter's Pistol, we can actually give that the scaling, but it's not really going to do much way of damage, so it's worth it. Okay. So new setup with the Evelyn and the Raider Palash. We'll go ahead and give those two weapons a shot and see how it's going to go. But that's it for this episode of Bloodborne. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.